Hello, and welcome to our Money Facts channel. Today, we'll discuss 10 retirement mistakes you will regret forever. It would help if you were forward-thinking and realistic about your objectives to avoid the worst retirement blunders. Sadly, it's too easy to make poor financial decisions when preparing for retirement. Retirement planning doesn't have to be challenging. With a bit of knowledge, it may be very straightforward, and the money you make from investing will likely be more than you would have made from working. Most people know that they need to invest for their retirement. Still, there are several critical blunders you could make that could threaten your financial situation. These mistakes could derail your retirement plans. So keep an eye out for these 10 common mistakes so you can avoid them. The first mistake retirement planners may make is one of the most prevalent and generous ones, so keep listening to hear more about it. Watch the entire video to learn all the pitfalls you should avoid when making retirement plans. Now, here are the top 10 retirement mistakes you'll always regret. Please click the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below before moving on. Let's move forward. 1. Quitting your job. Throughout their career, the average employee changes employment roughly 12 times. Many people do this without understanding they are passing up money through profit sharing, stock options, or employer contributions to their 401k plans. It all has to do with investing, which states that you don't own the money or stock your employer matches until you've worked there for a specific time, often 5 years. Even if the deadline is approaching, wait to leave until you have determined your vesting condition. Consider whether leaving money on the table as you approach vestment justifies a job move. 2. Failure to create an estate strategy. Making financial arrangements for your estate could be more engaging and joyful. Any specific instructions you have regarding your assets should be carefully recorded. The estate's possessions include houses, cars, stocks, pieces of art, pension funds, and more. There are several reasons to plan an estate, including family protection, taking care of a surviving spouse and children, paying for your own continued education, or giving money to charity are all possible options. It is recommended that these agreements be set up with the appropriate legal professionals to ensure that your final wishes are carried out and to make afterlife preparation easier for your loved ones. You don't want your extra money to go in a direction you don't want it to. 3. Not budgeting for medical expenses. Even though many people find it unpleasant to think about their medical needs, this does not mean they shouldn't. The average couple will spend $285,000 on healthcare after retirement, according to Fidelity. It does not even mention long-term care. We can lessen that by maintaining good health both before and after retirement. When bills arise, Medicare will help, but it only covers around 80% of medical costs in retirement. You should either plan to use Bucket 1 to pay your debts or set aside enough money to cover the cost of additional insurance. According to conventional wisdom, retirement spending would decline because the house and car are paid for. The cost of healthcare might surpass the amount previously paid in automobile and mortgage payments. 4. Not saving. Due to compound interest, every dollar you save early on will increase significantly over time. Albert Einstein referred to this as the eighth wonder of the world. He deserves it. If he understands it, the penalty is paid. If not, it is not. It's best to get started investing right away. The issue is that many of us ignore it because it's not the right moment. When I have more money, I'll do it. They might advise you to refrain from saving much money all at once because even small amounts will add up to significant sums. People invest not because they have too much money, but because they want more. To wait until you have more money to invest before beginning to make small changes that would eventually help you become wealthy is a lousy strategy. 5. Taking on too much debt. Saving for retirement becomes tricky if you frequently fall into the instant gratification trap, where you can buy something and pay for it over time before you can afford it. Anyone who wishes to become affluent must limit their female purchases. Inefficient utilization of debt during your working career will have a substantial negative impact on the financial security of your retirement. People who have already retired claim that living comfortably has been made possible by being debt-free. They can survive on a very minimal salary with less risk and concern if they have no debt. A retiree with debt such as a mortgage, auto loans, and other obligations, will need far more money than a retiree who does not. Furthermore, any investment returns will be offset by debt with a high interest rate. 6. Refrain from rebalancing your portfolio. To retain the asset mix you desire when market conditions change or as you near retirement, rebalancing your portfolio should be done every 3 to 12 months. As you get closer to your last day of employment, the more likely it is that you will decrease your exposure to equities while increasing the proportion of bonds in your portfolio. At the very least, check your portfolio annually to ensure it is appropriately balanced. It would help if you diversified among a variety of sectors and stocks without investing excessive money in any of them. If one investment makes up a significant amount of your total holdings, you should consider cutting it out, keeping it, and shifting the money elsewhere. Kevin O'Leary advises against investing more than 5% of your total portfolio in any single stock and 20% in any unrelated industry. Employees frequently invest a disproportionate share of their retirement savings in the rhetoric of their employers. Frequently, much more than 5%. This is a widespread and deadly mistake, according to Airy. Most employees tend to examine their firm's shares improperly, which makes this even more accurate. 7. Poor tax planning. Taxes are paid throughout your working years when you invest in a Roth 401k or Roth IRA, and the funds can be withdrawn tax-free after retirement. You should do this if you expect to have a higher income tax rate when you retire. This is the best option for those with lower tax rates who wish to retire with a sizable investment income. A traditional IRA or 401k is typically a better option if your tax rate drops in the future. Retirement withdrawals are subject to regular income tax rates, although there is a deduction for the years you contributed. Nevertheless, tax diversification is essential because we can only partially foresee the future. Many people only contribute to their 401k's while employed, so they are sometimes surprised to learn that they don't have enough money to retire. This is because taxes often consume a large percentage of the difference. 8. Buying into scams and gambling your money. Investing money in a risky adventure is attractive, except for making a lot of money soon. Most wealthy people become that way by consistently making long-term investments in items with a track record of success. Maintain balance and refrain from making significant investments in tried-and-true securities. The value of Bitcoin has surpassed that of other investments in your portfolio. Avoid the urge to invest all of your money, even if it is only $1,000. Limit your exposure to danger, mainly when you accumulate a substantial amount that would be difficult to replace. However, it would help if you took on enough risk in your portfolio to help you achieve your goals. It will be challenging to increase your investment portfolio if you keep everything in bonds. As you carefully assess your risk, consider the amount of time you have until retirement and your margin of error. 9. Your payments will grow if you begin receiving Social Security benefits before you are required to, up to age 70. The less money you can make until age 65, roughly $19,000 a year, the longer you wait to file for Social Security. If you are 62 when you begin getting benefits. If you exceed that limit, your benefits will be reduced. Unless you plan to retire completely or have a low income, waiting until you are at least 67 years old can make sense. You can deposit the benefits into your account at age 62, even if you are already retired. Refrain from automatically assuming that using these benefits at a given age is the best action. If you are not feeling well, then this does not make any sense at all. Another thing to consider is filing at full retirement age so your spouse can file and get benefits under your account if spousal benefits are a concern. 10. Ignoring the inflation rate. Inflation won't be a concern for the first 2 or 3 years following retirement. Inflation, however, could severely threaten your income if you have a 30-year retirement. You can withdraw from your savings with little to no chance of ever running out of money if you start with a sustainable withdrawal rate of 4%. Each year, this rate will be updated to account for inflation. It's a common belief that you can calculate your total nest egg by dividing it by the number of years you want to spend in retirement. Think about an individual who needs $100,000 per year in income. They could easily withdraw $100,000 annually from their $3 million fortune. No, there are two problems with that. The first is that inflation needs to be taken into consideration. With $100,000 today, more can be bought than in 30 years. Its purchasing power will have decreased to almost half by that time. The second issue is that it ignores market fluctuations during extended recessions if it is invested in the market. Up until the 4% withdrawal threshold, both scenarios are covered. The most excellent videos to improve your knowledge of finance can be found in the video description. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.